Choosing a gym that is right for your Hyrox training. Hey, what is happening people? Woodsy Workout here, and today we are talking gyms. What to look for in a gym, what a Hyrox affiliated gym is, and what different gyms have to offer in their approach to training. So far, I've been to 3 different Hyrox affiliated gyms, and that's including the gym that I work at. I've also coached clients remotely that train out of different commercial gyms, so I've asked their opinions on their training experience. So the 3 gyms that I will be mostly discussing are the Empowerment Training Centre in Northampton, Warrior HIIT Gym in Bedfordshire, and Coactive Health in Buckinghamshire. And I mean, these are all really terrific gyms, and depending on where you're located, I would recommend all of them. But I'm more going to use them as examples of what different types of gyms have to offer, as well as like conventional chain gyms. So earlier on in the year, I went to Hyrox Academy Day for Hyrox affiliated gyms and had the pleasure of meeting a great group of coaches and gym owners that are involved in Hyrox. Some were small independent gyms and some were representatives of much larger gym chains like Third Space. So we were led through different ways to run Hyrox within our gym, but there's no strict guidelines or requirements of a Hyrox gym. And whilst we were given advice on specific elements of Hyrox, they are completely open to how you want to program and coach within your facility. And consequently, Hyrox affiliated gyms can be very different. So I'm going to give you a list of things to consider when looking for your gym. So firstly, and I think it's everyone's first thought, is does the gym have the equipment that you need to do all of these stations of a Hyrox race? Most big commercial gyms have been including more functional fitness equipment, which is great. They often have a rower, skiers are becoming more popular, and a strip of turf or some kind of sled. Now that can be harder to find, but they are definitely on the rise. And the good thing about bigger gyms is they often have multiple sets of equipment. So you could train with your buddy, or if someone is doing a long run on the treadmill, you can still get your intervals in. Smaller independent gyms may only have 1 or 2 bits of kit. So if that is the case, I would inquire as to how that system works. For example, Warrior HIIT just runs small group training. So the programming is designed to fit the equipment that they have, so people rotate around. But you couldn't just like rock up and follow your own program. At Coactive Health, we have open gym, but we still use a booking system to manage numbers. And the other thing to think about with equipment is the accessibility of the equipment that they have. So the biggest struggle I find with big conventional gyms is getting from one exercise to another. If the rower is over in the cardio section and the kettlebells are in the functional section and the sleds downstairs, then it makes moving and training it's not very smooth, and you often get your spot taken whilst you're training on different exercise, and that's kind of the nature of Hyrox. You do one thing after the other. So in that regard, CrossFit boxes are quite or similarly designed gyms where you kind of have the open floor space and then movable equipment around. That is a big benefit. The other thing that I would look into is how are you going to do the running? What do they have a treadmill? Do they have assault runners? And a big benefit is like an outdoor space. So Warrior HIIT Gym has you can run outside. It's pretty flat. You can do a big loop around the grounds and be back and straight into the gym, which is really great. As amazing as ETC's setup was, where they had like a dedicated Hyrox area, it was 2 floors up, so you're gonna have to go through doors and stairs if you wanted to run intervals. The second factor to consider is the people.
It's not a place, it's a people.
And there is something to be said about shared suffering. Having people that have done or are training for the same thing provides such a positive environment for growth and success. And it allows you to keep each other accountable, ask questions, learn from each other. I remember when I first started training for Hyrox, I was like tearing up and down the gym, doing these moves, and people were just like kind of, is this really necessary? What's going on here? And now I'm doing the same thing, nothing changes, but people are like, oh, how you getting on? Like, I'm doing one, what should I do for this and this? And it's really nice. And that's one of the biggest benefits of a Hyrox affiliated gym is the community. And ETC have like hundreds of members that go to these races, all different age groups, all different backgrounds, different training, and they come together with a collective goal. And I just think that's such a cool thing to be a part of. So if you are big on group community, then big gyms that are Hyrox affiliated is your sweet spot. The final thing I think you need to look into is the coaching. And this is where small gyms can really excel. Small groups create an intimacy and an intensity to the sessions. It allows for good personal coaching, and they can also keep logs of training and benchmark workouts, which is great for tracking your progression no matter what level you're at. Warrior HIIT, their classes are planned to fit into periodized programs. And this is something I think they do very well. They have strength training days and cardio days. When I was there, we did like a pure erg workout. And then obviously they have like the mixed modality Hyrox workouts as well, which I think it may not be the most sort of exciting for anyone that just wants to drop into a class, but the sessions as a collective, it's well structured and allows for continuous progression, which I think if you are going after results, it is necessary. And I've said it before, and I drill it a lot. I think the keys to good Hyrox training is having focused strength days, focused cardio days, and then compromised workout days. And if you are only doing Hyrox workouts over and over again, I think there's a time for it, but you're only going to get so far. And that's how I program at Coactive, and how I know Denise programs at Warrior HIIT. We're approaching it from a real performance perspective. I think ETC has more of a broader, inclusive approach, whereby you can jump into a Hyrox class any day of the week, and you'll get a variety of Hyrox moves, which is cool, and that could be exactly what you want. Or you could be doing those classes and then adding some running or supplementary exercises around it. So they are all good options. The area I would caution people is in taking advice from coaches that haven't done a Hyrox. And I know this, that kind of sounds, I don't know, it might rub people the wrong way, but everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. So everyone sort of thinks they know how to train for a Hyrox until they've done one. And that's no disrespect to coaches. I know very well experienced, intelligent coaches and athletes who have done Hyrox, and every single one of them, their opinions before doing it and after doing it have changed. So obviously they're right about a lot of things, but it's like, well, it's like, okay, I got this right, but I didn't account for this. For example, like a running specialist, they might have thought they could hold, I don't know, X pace, and therefore they dialed in on that pace in training, but during the race, they couldn't hold that pace, so their training wasn't as effective as it could be. And if they are good coaches, then they'll make adjustments and they'll be in a better position to give advice on it. So if you are a coach and you want to give advice on Hyrox, jump into a race. Like, just give it a go. You don't have to fully commit to training for it and dedicate a lot of time to it, but just feeling it, feeling the demands of the race is massive. So to kind of summarize, check the equipment, check the training space and how you're going to do the runs. Check out whether there is a Hyrox community or Hyrox affiliated gym near you if you want that kind of community side, or if you're just happy to ride solo, then it doesn't really matter. And then check out the coaching, how you are going to train for this. If you want support and advice, do they have coaches that have done Hyrox? If they don't, then I do remote coaching and I also have training programs that you can follow or on my website at coactiveperformance.com. And any follow-up questions, hit me up on Instagram at WoodseyWorkout. Please subscribe and comment on what you want to see next. We've got North American Championships coming up this weekend, so I might do a breakdown of that if that's something you'd like. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.